if we keep going the way that it's going, I'm gonna also lose my hair.
I told you
It's
you should
getting
shave it.
it's getting very thin.
Hey, it's a hard look to pull off. I mean, I didn't realize I had wrinkles in my head until I shaved it, and then I was
Dude,
like, wow.
I got a bunch of
like
divot. I got
spots
like a
and
lot of
stuff?
wrinkles in my head too. So it's
Ray,
not
just
good
do it.
look.
Just do like Chris and tattoo it over it, then you won't see it. You know.
Dude, the Nashville Flipper logo on the dome.
Oh.
Come on.
Hey, maybe down
Yeah.
the road. But ladies and gentlemen, we are live and in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we're having a little help with my friends. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling, dive into great conversation, and we're positive you're going to hear something that's going to make you become a better reseller. So I'm your host, Ray, and I'm joined by two of my co-hosts. We have Brendan
What
With-
is going on?
with Big Time Flips,
What's going on?
and we have Joe with I Flip That.
Oh, man, they got like.
How much money you got today?
Just $80.
That's it. Man.
And
Yeah.
Kristen is not available today. She is Dubai? Is that where she is?
I think Sandro Pay or something like that, south of France.
Yep.
South of France. That's
Yeah.
right. But guys, we're super excited for today because we have none other than a good friend, Chris, with Flip the World, Texas plant-based
Plant-based.
Reese's. Are you
I
still
didn't have-
vegan? Is that a thing?
Yeah. I didn't have anything to show like you guys, so I just grabbed something.
Hey,
You got
I forgot
you guys see
that
those
you're
ones that?
vegan.
Did you guys see those ones they have like it's like a chocolate lava that they put into the Reese's now or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I also have plant-based Hershey. Sorry, Mr. Beast.
is the Mr. Beast?
They
is
only
that
have
on-
one. He only has one that's that I can have, but it's the worst of the four.
Which one is it?
It's just the plain chocolate.
The plain? Mm.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one that I've had. But so there you go. So no animal bait. What is vegan? No animal food,
Yeah,
right?
just nothing that comes from an animal. No milk, dairy, meat, any of that.
How long
stuff.
have you been doing that?
20 years.
Really?
Yeah, I know. How did he get so fat? Well, carbs are delicious.
Carbs out your fucking food. Yeah.
They're good. What made you
have
want to
all
do
the bread you want?
what made you want to do that? Was it like a dietary thing?
Well, it was I was really fat, and then I just got dared because I used to do like competitive eating, like chicken wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Spicy or just like
I would
amounts?
always get spicy garlic, but I could throw down on any flavor you brought to the table. And so
are you a champion?
I do. I have a. It's kind of embarrassing that I still have it. Which leg is it? Oh, did I cover it up? No, I got it right here. So the last wing contest I did, I ate 75 spicy garlic in 1 hour, and I was the champion. And then I threw up 7 times in the parking lot. And
Hell yeah.
that was the last time I ate animal.
Damn.
Yeah,
Like
but so
the last time?
the last time.
Wow.
I went
Dude.
out with spicy garlic wings. So somebody just dared me that I couldn't do it for 30 days because I had been like, I literally only ate meat. I didn't eat vegetables. I didn't eat fruit. I just ate meat. I was a carnivore before it was cool. It was just bread and meat. And then they were just like, I bet you can't do it for 30 days. And I was like, yeah, I can. And then I just never went back. It's just crazy.
Was it a hard transition at the start?
Yes, because 20 years ago they didn't have all this mock meat. It was just a lot of beans and rice and squishy tofu. So yeah, it was rough. And then Morningstar came out and all those brands came out. But yeah, in the beginning it just started as a dare, and I just never went back.
That's crazy. So is your wife vegan too?
No,
Or
I'm the only one in the house. So I have to watch her
so
like
you have
cook
to buy,
pork
like-
chops and,
Yeah.
and chorizo and all the little Hispanic things that she does. And
Yeah, that's why I can never be vegan because I'm not giving up none of that stuff. Man, it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
yeah, like what is it? Sunday she made a big spread and it was just like chorizo and egg tacos
man.
and all that stuff. And then I was like, "What are you having?" Oh, I'll just have some oatmeal.
Ooh, right?
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I can't do that.
That's crazy. And so you're still choosing to do it, which is
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's become so natural, and it's one of those things where it's like I've gone so long, so I've like proven to myself that I don't need those things. As far as on the meat side, on the dairy side, I'm actually lactose intolerant pretty badly, which I never knew about. I just always thought that I had a Coke problem because I was just always all
Yeah.
the time.
It'd
And
be
then
like that.
somebody was like, "Hey, cut out dairy and see if that helps." And I did it for like 2 weeks, and I was like, "Holy crap, I can breathe!"
Hmm.
And I don't
All the
have
mucus and stuff.
I don't
yeah.
have horrible bowel problems.
That's crazy.
Did you notice a big health change when you did go
Oh
to
yeah. So
Right.
I mean, I've been like 110 pounds. I've lost 110 pounds, and I've kept it off through all of it. So I mean, I know again, it really comes down to whatever you're eating. It doesn't matter as far as your weight. It's about calories in, calories out. But for me,
Yeah.
it's just easier because it eliminates the stuff that I would want to eat. So it's like I can't go to most fast food restaurants. I can't go to.
Yeah.
And so that right there helps me because if I could go to them, I would be humongous.
So what is the fast food? Like a Taco Bell, like a bean, cheese, and rice?
Taco Bell would be a bean burrito, no cheese, add potatoes, add guacamole. Um, but that's more of like if I've been backed up for a few
Like
days.
an
I just-
emergency. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
seriously, that'll help you real fast,
Yeah.
real quick.
Really, if I have to have fast food, it's like an Impossible Burger from Burger King.
Oh, they have those at Burger King?
Yeah, it's a
Dude.
Whopper,
Huh.
so it's huge. And then for
Oh,
$2
that's
more,
dope.
for $2 more, you can add an extra patty. So I just do that. So it's a double Whopper, and then I don't eat the fries or anything. That way, I can just have like as much protein as possible.
Hmm.
They've had that for a while. Those Impossible Burgers.
didn't
I
know-
heard
I
that.
didn't
I
know.
heard they taste like the same. Like
Yeah,
the regular
it's pretty
ones.
spot on because they flame broil them. They just do them on a separate grill. They're supposed to do it on a separate grill.
Mm. Yeah,
I'm
they
not
can't
one of
do
those
it.
like weird patchouli
Yeah.
smelling vegans. That's gonna be like cross contamination.
It's not like Long John Silver's where they fry the chicken and the fish in the same thing. Like
Everything, the
thing.
fries,
Yeah.
the fish, everything's
Everything.
in the same thing.
Yeah. I'm sure they
Yeah.
do that in a lot of places. But Chris, we digress here. We are talking about reselling stuff.
We
So
are.
I know that
I resell leather, just so everyone knows.
There you go. There you go. So I know that a lot of people don't know who you are, which is interesting to say, which is absolutely insane. But for the people that may not know you, besides the tattoos and the veganism, give us a little brief introduction about yourself, how you got into reselling, and now you basically have almost started like a little bit of an empire because now you're looking for like employees and stuff like that. Like it's getting to a point to where it's not just like before it was a hobby, then it's like you buckle down, it's hardcore. Now you're putting in systems in place and getting employees. This isn't the Chris Flip the World that we knew 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I struggle with that myself because in my brain I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, this is not Chris Flip the World. What are you doing? You're trying to be, you're trying to turn into like a Bill Gates guy, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're not that guy. And then my brain's like, yeah, you're right, I'm not that guy. So my wife and I started reselling around 2017. It was really just me at first because I've told this story a bunch of times, but I got into it because I just randomly one night saw a video of Walter Blake Knobloch talking about making $30,000 a year selling VCRs, and I was just like, this guy's full of crap. 2017, nobody's buying VCRs. So for whatever reason, it really annoyed me. And so the next day I went to Goodwill and I found a VCR and I was like, I'm going to make a video. I signed up to make videos on YouTube. I was like, my first video is going to be showing that this guy is full of crap and that people shouldn't believe in scammers and stuff like that. And I
So
listed
you
it.
were a hater in the beginning.
From day one. Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to start a
Yeah.
YouTube just to hate on people.
Just
Hey,
to
hey,
show
hey,
that this guy
hey,
was
hey,
full
hey,
of
hey.
crap.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
people make a living off YouTube doing that.
Yeah,
now.
shout out to
Yeah.
what's that guy's name?
Heck and Steve or whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
Heckin'
Steve.
Steve.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
about
I
Heckin'
thought you were going
Steve?
to talk about Rockstar Flipper, allegedly.
No,
We can.
no,
Or-
we don't
or-
have to
or-
allege Heckin' Steve. Heckin' Steve, this
Yeah.
whole YouTube channel is blasting resellers.
Or there's a lady that's made a couple about me, but I don't want to give her any spotlight.
Oh,
But
there
yeah,
we go.
allegedly. Apparently
Allegedly.
Dave told me to say that word a bunch of times, no matter where I am. So I do that a lot now.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So allegedly, I was going to make a video destroying Walter Blake Knobloch. And I listed it, and when I woke up the next morning, it was sold. And I was like, well, this messes up my whole video. So then I just found him on Instagram and I messaged him and was like, hey, man, you don't know me. I don't know you. I saw this video. It made me mad. I went out and I bought a thing to destroy you. And it turns out you're right. My name's Chris. Let's be friends. And he's been one of my mentors since then. At that time, 2017, I was still working at a pest control company, and I wanted to start my own company, and I needed a way. I needed a way to build up funds, and so I started reselling on the side to just build up money so I could buy equipment and get everything set in order, so I could tell my current boss to take a hike and then immediately be ready to jump in. And we ended up doing that. We started January 1st, and we were doing great. Number one in our area for mom and pop pest control. And then COVID happened, and we were told we were not essential and we couldn't go into people's homes. We could only do outside work, which is not really what my specialty was. My specialty was catered more towards bed bugs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's where the money's at. In pest control, that's where the money's at. Termites,
The bed bugs.
Yeah. Big money because you can charge per square feet.
Oh, so what is a square foot like when you work to get?
So when we were doing it, so we would do like 70 to 75 cents per square foot, and you have to include the entire home. Even if you're only treating one room, you have to do the entire home. So you got a 3,000 square foot house, you're doing pretty good.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
I bet you went into some nasty places.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's
some
why.
hood,
That's why I'm like,
some country, some.
I've done some hoarder houses. Yeah. Done nursing homes that the patients couldn't get out of there, were bedridden, and they were just getting eaten alive.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Wait, so if they couldn't get out of their bed, are you like, okay, roll her to the left, I'll spray underneath her.
No, what they did is they
side.
Yeah, they picked them up and put them in another mobile bed, and then I treated the room, and then I was like, well, now I got to treat that bed you just moved them into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's another thing that stapled me on never going to a nursing home. Just when it's time to go,
I didn't think about that.
I hope euthanasia is legal for humans by the time I'm old, because I don't want to go into one of those places and just lay in a bed and get eaten alive.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm cool.
How would you protect yourself from bringing the bed bugs like home?
So I had like a suit that I would wear when I would treat, and then also like when I would leave a residence or a facility where I was doing treatment, I would actually take all of that off and put it in a tub in the back of my work truck. And then when I got home, we had a designated area in the garage where I would strip down, and that would be the everything stays here zone.
I was gonna say, or you gotta set yourself on fire every night.
Yeah,
right.
But it was definitely it was a rough life then, because it was one of those like, you can't bring bugs home. So Stacy's very anti-bug, which most people are. So it's like no bugs allowed in the house.
Aren't those really easy to like to bring home stuff? Like,
yeah. They're hitchhikers,
Yeah.
so they can most people get them from their luggage when they travel, because they just
Whoa.
while your luggage is banging with other people's, it just transfers to your luggage, and then they just hide in the zipper crack, and then when you get home, you just roll your luggage and put it in the closet, and then they just start multiplying.
Damn.
Yeah. So now that everybody's itching watching this, we were doing that. We got shut down when everybody got shut down, and then we didn't know if we were going to be able to go back. So we had already been reselling still on the side, just to keep money coming in to keep the business growing. And then I was just like, hey, thrift stores are still open.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do what we got to do. Let's start going and thrifting and doing more. And then really built up our eBay. Got our warehouse, got a 20 by 30 storage unit, and then eventually got another 20 by 30 storage unit, and just started doing that whole thing where you just collecting stuff and hoping it sells. That's kind of what I call people that sell on eBay. They collect stuff and hope it sells.
Or become
and
a
then
hoarder.
we found out about Whatnot through Josh about 3.5 years ago. I used his link, so he still owes me $100. Signed up to get sold, and this will be our third year selling on Whatnot, and we've been growing and growing to the point now where I just started started posting ads that were looking for people to source, like, because I noticed a lot of people love sourcing, a lot of people hate listing, and a lot of people don't like storing inventory or selling on other platforms, or they don't have they don't think they have the personality for live selling. And so I'm like, okay, I'll pay you to just send me stuff. This is my list of brands. If you find anything on this brand list, I'll buy it from you. And it works out well with people that go to the bins because, like I just did a buy this morning where a lady's sending me 86 items, and my average buy cost for the 86 items is $3.76. And that's me giving her a label to ship it to me. And she doubled her money because she's paying $1.99 a pound. It's a 77-pound box, so her estimated is she spent $160 on the stuff. I'm paying her 310, so she doubled her money. It's out of her hands. She made her money. I'm going to make my money.
Do you have a lot of people that are doing that for you now?
So I have 17 people that responded to my first ad.
Wow.
And 4 of them I've sent labels, and 3 of them I have received inventory. This 4th box is coming now. I also lined myself up with I don't like to call them rag houses, but a rag house. We're going to go live tomorrow from the rag. It's our first partnership with this rag. I just ran a show Sunday where we had bought a bunch of stuff from them as like a good
Like a
faith,
bail.
like, hey, yeah, like
Yeah.
a good faith, like, hey, we want to do business with you. I'll buy all of this to show you that I'm serious. And they invited us to come go live from there for a commission split tomorrow. So we're going to show up. They're going to have a room set up for me, and they're just going to have piles of stuff, and I'm going to run it. And then at the end of the show, we'll split it. And then if they're happy with that, then maybe we have a future where I can hire somebody to run shows from them for my second
From there?
channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
let
that
me
sells
ask-
my inventory.
Oh, I didn't know you had more than one channel now.
Yeah, so my
Yeah.
second channel, so I have my main channel, which is always going to be me live at the bins, as long as Goodwill allows me to do it. And then the second channel, I've now brought on resellers. I'm going to supply the product, I supply the following, you do the sales, you do the shipping, and I just pay you out. So
Okay.
Wait, so you're giving them the supplies too.
I'm giving them the boxes, the tape, everything, because I get it all free from the post office anyway. So it's not
Right.
really the supplies aren't costing me anything, but it's a headache for most people because they don't know how to get it at volume.
Yeah.
So when I'm like, hey, you're going to need to order 500
You're like,
number
huh.
500 number
Yeah.
7 boxes from USPS. They're like, what's a number 7? Wait, what? How do I do that? So I'm just like, hey, here's 500 boxes. Here's some tape.
No big deal. Here's 500 boxes.
Yeah, here's some thermal printer labels. If you don't have a thermal printer,
So they pay you to run their stuff off of on your platform.
yeah, tomorrow will be our first show where I'm running their stuff, and they're gonna create me a like a coupon code because they also sell bundles and bales on their own website, which I haven't been able to figure out how to sell a 100-pound bale on Whatnot because of the shipping doesn't go that high. I see people do it. I don't know how they're doing it where it's legit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna promote the place and then just say, hey, use code Flip the World and you'll get a little discount if you buy bales from them.
What's the name of the place? So
Good Fair?
Good Fair?
Yeah.
And it's in Texas?
Yes.
Do you have to use Whatnot shipping like when you do it? Because I don't do Whatnot, but do you have to use like otherwise can you just use like like pirate ship or something like that? Yeah.
No, they have exclusive. They have an exclusive deal with Shippo. So their shipping is actually pretty awesome in my opinion. From everything I've done,
yeah.
5 pounds for $9.21. So people can it encourages people to buy more because if you buy let's say you bought a T-shirt from me, your shipping is going to be $9.21. So you're like, oh man, that's kind of high. But then you see if the next item comes up for bid and you want it, it'll say shipping is free for you. So it's like, oh man, I don't have to pay shipping on this. And then it'll keep doing that till you hit 5 pounds. And then it'll either bundle it to Ground Advantage, or if you're lucky, like some people are, it just resets it to another 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So I have people that'll buy 40 items and it'll just break it into 3 boxes of $9.21 each. Or it'll put it at 1 box for like $18. But yeah, so they have the best. They are working on a deal with UPS and FedEx right now as well. So that could open up to larger, because I think the biggest weight they go to right now is 55 pounds. Because I sent out a 54-pound box last week.
Wow.
I want to back up a little bit, Chris, because I know that you just gave us a lot of information.
Yeah,
and
sorry, I'm a
especially
rambler.
for the people that don't know. So you mentioned in the beginning you started on eBay,
Yes.
right? And so what made you even want to get into reselling in general? From the knob block selling the VCRs, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to start an eBay, and then from there do it part time to get enough money to open up your own pest control company.
Yeah. So the idea from day one for me has always been to not have a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like as long as I can remember, I've always been like very independent. I don't want to be told what to do. I mean, that's kind of why I look the way I do. Like I've never wanted to I've never wanted to be told that I couldn't do something or I had to do something a certain way. It's just my I guess what the technical term is an entrepreneurial brain, but I've always just been in my mind through punk rock music. I was just in my brain. I was just always an anarchist. I just didn't want to be told what to do. And so pest control. Once I realized the reason I decided to open my own pest control company is I realized that I had more certifications than my boss, than the owner of the company.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, I have more knowledge and certifications than you do, and you're the millionaire. This ain't right. So then I was just like, all right, I'm out of here. And then with reselling, it literally just it's the addictive personality. Like treasure hunting is the funnest thing ever.
Yeah, it is.
Even if you're not selling it,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't sell the stuff. I mean, you could see the stuff I collect. Just finding that out in the wild and knowing that it exists. Oh, it's awesome.
It's like you can't do that anywhere else. Like the stuff you find, you can't find that like anywhere else. Like in the bins, like you're gonna find stuff like you'll never see again.
Yeah.
You know? So
And
like
you see stuff from like it's like time stood still at yard sales and flea markets and the bins, because you'll find something from the 70s. You'll find something from 2 weeks ago that just came out and somebody already was like, I don't want this anymore. You'll find something from, I love finding like old, like before, like my parents' kids' toys. And I'm just like, wow, this really did exist. It's not pretend. I love stuff like that. And the fact that you can find that, it's such a cool, even if you don't sell it, like even if it's all distressed and torn, but just being able to hold it and be like, wow, this is a somebody in the military from Korea wore this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a piece of history I'm holding, and I can buy it for $1.99 a pound if I want to. But somebody probably died in this uniform.
yeah.
Stuff like that
Yeah,
is really
crazy.
awesome to me, because it's like I'm now part of it somehow.
It's like I collect random stuff. Like I see the bins. Like I'm like, when am I gonna see this again? Like for example, I got this like big Vlasic stork.
That's so awesome.
Like, why do I need this? But I had to have it. I had to have it.
Is that not like that looks like an advertising piece? Is it?
It
like,
is. It's the pickle stork.
Oh,
that's
Vlasic.
right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but
The
I had to
pickles
have
that
it.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Like, when am I gonna find this again?
Never.
Never
Yeah.
gonna find that again.
Yeah, I have all kinds of. I do that too. I got. This is the original Gizmo that they brought out when the movie
Let's
premiered.
go.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
fire.
Found it at the bins, and I'm like, dude, it's freaking Gizmo. I gotta keep
Wow. Is that worth anything or no?
it. It's like $80.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you though. I probably couldn't part with it either.
I mean, you see, I got the jumbo one in the back corner up
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
2.5 feet tall.
Are those like they're from the 80s or are they remakes?
Yeah, no, this one's a reproduction, but that little one's the actual from. Let's see what the
Applause.
date- Yeah, this one is actually from NECA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it said NECA.
Yeah, NECA 86.
Yeah, dude, it's in great shape too.
Yeah, and the fact it's just laying there. Like I didn't have to fight anybody for it. Nobody wanted it, and I'm just like, you do not know what that is. Okay.
Yeah. What a shame.
Dang.
So
like
that's what it is. Curiosity plus potential to make money and create a life is really all it took for me.
Right.
The fact that I can, when people have a sedentary job where they do the same thing every day, that's great. I understand that that's really good for people that like to have patterns and that like to know that every Friday I'm making this much money. And I mean, I totally understand that. I was on that path for a long time, especially with children. It's very comfortable to know that you're going to be able to survive. This reselling is not a venture of you have to be okay with stress all the time. Constant stress of, oh God, am I going to be able to feed my kids? Am I going to be able to pay the light bill? Am I going to have enough to do this? Did I buy enough boxes? Do I have enough tape? Oh God, taxes? Do I need to hire a CPA? Did I make too much? Did I make too little? Am I paying the government enough? Like, you have to be able to handle stress, but being able to walk out the door every day and not know what I'm going to come home with, oh man, it's worth all the stress in the world.
That's crazy.
That's the thing about the bins, man. It's like, man, sometimes they're really good or sometimes they're really bad. But like I said, the stuff that you're never gonna see anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
anywhere else, you know.
Yeah,
But
I have a love-hate relationship with the bins. I love it because of the excitement of never knowing what I'm going to find, and I hate it because like
You might get arrested.
you might get
Yep.
arrested and or like
Yeah, that's right.
it seems like the people, I don't know what it is, the people at the bins, it's they have no concept of humanity. It's like gone. I don't understand it. They'll push and shove and fight and cuss and all this over dirty stuff. But if you
especially the
saw
clothes.
Yeah, but if you saw them at like the store or something, they'd be like, "Hi." I'm like, "Don't hi me. You just elbowed me at the freaking bins."
No holds bar
Seriously though,
at the Benz.
how do they let you do shows there? Because like, how do you get away with it? Because like my bins, I can't even take a GoPro in there.
Yeah, so that's like the number one question that people always ask me, which is awesome because it brings a lot of people into my stream just to ask that question. So we started filming, we started doing our YouTube videos around 2017, where I was just with my phone because I didn't even know about GoPro or anything, just walking around like an idiot, which was the first comfort zone to get out of. Is you have to be comfortable just walking around like this,
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
tough.
like you're somebody, and then you have some
You are
8-year-old
somebody. Look at you.
and then you have some 8-year-old come up to you that's like on Twitch and stuff, and they're like, "Are you a YouTuber?" And you're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How many subs do you have?" And you're like, 100. And they're like, "You're not a YouTuber." And you're like, "Thanks, little 8-year-old."
Kick him. Get out of here,
Which has
Millhouse.
happened to me a bunch of times. I've had kids ask me like what my sub count is, and I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, that's not a lot," and then they just walk off. And I'm just like,
Like freaking loser. Look at this
I was
guy.
like, "Awesome. Don't worry, I'm not going to edit that out of this video at all." So we started filming. Some of the management started noticing we were filming, asking me what I was doing, and I just kind of sold it to them that I was making videos about how I make money and how Goodwill functions, how like they aren't just full of trash, that they do have good items at a good price and that anybody can shop there. And I just started remembering people's names, and I would go to their stores consistently and kind of created a route. So we would go, like on Mondays, we would go to the same 12 stores. On Tuesdays, we would go to 12 different stores because Houston has like 148 thrift stores. We're
That's
like
amazing.
we're like the mecca of thrift. Like if you talk to like Tech and Sports or Daily
Mhm.
Refinement, they'll tell you like Houston is like the mecca of thrift. And we just started going, and so like on Tuesdays we'd pop into a store, and the manager would be like, "Hey, Flip the World, you guys here for shoes, right?" And I'm like, "If you got them," and they're like, "We'll see what we got." And they would start like they knew we'd come on Tuesdays, so they would always have stuff that we were looking for. We'd
But
never
that's
ask
like
for.
before you started doing the whatnots from.
Yeah. This is before Whatnots. This is just in reselling, getting on eBay.
So like reselling, you develop those relationships, which I think that's
Yep.
super important. And do you still have your pest control company at the time when you were doing this?
Yes. Yeah. We're still doing
So
that.
like, when did you transition from being a part-time reseller to a full-time reseller?
It shut down. Pandemic shut down. As soon as I was told that I wasn't important enough to work,
You were
I
like,
was like-
okay, we need to make some changes.
I was like, I'll never do anything that is not for myself that can be shut down ever again. I'll never
what
be
did
told.
that-
I'll never have somebody say, "Hey, what you do is not important enough to go out and earn a living." I'll never be like, I'll never do that again.
So what
Yeah.
was that conversation like, or just that thought process of what you just said? You have a wife, you have
Yep.
8 children,
Yeah.
and you're like, I have to figure this out.
Yeah. You can't go make a living, but here's $1,700 check. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
or what,
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever the
So-
amount was.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just we just sat down and we're like, hey, look, we're doing pretty good with this eBay, with this reselling. I think if we ramp it up and just bring in more inventory and list, and concentrate, that we'll be fine with this. We can do this. Luckily for us, like, we've never been big on debt as far as like credit cards and stuff like that. So we've
Mhm.
always kind of kept the bills kind of maintainable no matter what, in case of emergencies, and then having funds and set aside just in case. So it just became we were kind of forced into it. It was like, hey, look, we can't go do what we've created a business for, but the thrift stores are open, so money can be made.
Mhm.
Let's go
Your,
make that money. And
your
then
store,
just
your stores were open the whole time, like during shutdown. Wow,
Ours were too.
ours
all
weren't.
they
Been all
did,
that.
all they did, and again, I love Goodwill, and I don't want to say anything negative or come off on negative. They just had to post a sign that said only 55 people allowed in the store. That's all they did. They just posted a sign that says only 55 people allowed in the
Mask.
store. Mask. That's it. But as far as like being able to film inside the Goodwill bins, like you were asking, what happened was we built those relationships. Houston had no bins. The only bins we had were in San Antonio, like 2 hours away. So we would go to the bins
Dang.
once. We'd go to the bins once a month just to bring our buy costs down from the retail Goodwills.
Wow.
And then Houston finally announced that they were going to start having outlets. They opened the first one. We just got in there and got to it. Met the manager. Just did what we did. Whatnot still
From
wasn't
day
a thing.
one. From day one.
Yeah, whatnot wasn't a. Yeah.
Imagine if that had never happened.
I met the
What
CEO of Goodwill. He was there at the grand opening. And then that was the Long Point. Long Point. I know if anybody from Texas knows what I'm talking about. That was the Long Point location. And then they opened up a second location. We went to that one, met management, and just kind of just. I wanted people to know who I was. It's really
Yeah.
easy to when I come somewhere. It's easy to recognize me. Luckily, I look like a walking billboard. So it's like, hey, remember this, because this is Flip the World. You're going to see me a lot here. This is what I do. And then when they started to open up the third location, that's when Goodwill finally reached out and was like, hey, would you be interested in doing a video for a grand opening of our new location? And I was like, I
Oh.
would love that. I would love that. And so we did that. And then once they were asking if we could do a video, I kind of knew that we had our foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then we got on Whatnot. We were doing home shows. It really wasn't going that well because we were selling stuff that we wanted to sell on eBay, like stuff that I was like, "You're an idiot. Why aren't you buying this? This is good. I sell this on eBay." And then I realized people started telling me what they wanted, and I was like, "Oh, this is how this works." I tell you that I have access to all these bins. You tell me what you want, and I'll just go find that instead of me trying to sell you what I want to sell you. And once we switched that, and then Stacy was like, "Hey, why don't you just go live in the bins?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, woman? You're crazy." She's like, "You're already filming in here. Just go live. It's still gonna look like you're filming. So if they ask you what you're doing, you're just filming and holding up the stuff." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, idiot." So I went live and we made money for the first time. And I was like, I'm never not going to be going live from the bins again.
Wow.
How many shows did you do until that point? That
5
aha
months.
moment.
5 months of struggling until it was just like, just go live here. And if it sells, we'll buy it. If it doesn't sell, we'll throw it back. And then now it's everyone at the bins knows where our corner is. We have a hanger on the wall so I can hang my Mother Angelica photo for every show. Everyone respects our corner. We have my shopping cart with my selfie stick. Everybody, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What would you say for people that are trying Whatnot for the first time and they're struggling like you did, and they only give it like a week, and they're like, "Yeah, this isn't for me." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, what made you want to go for so long, knowing that you were losing money for 5 months?
Honestly, just pride. If I'm being honest, just pride. I'm just like, I know I am entertaining enough to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something wrong. I'm built to entertain. I've been a musician, traveling musician since I was in high school. I've done stand up. I know that I am
You
here to
got what it
entertain.
takes.
I know I'm here to entertain people. I'm doing something wrong on the clothing end, on the selling side. So let me fix that. That's all it was in my mind. But for somebody starting out that only gives it a week, I always try to like, because those people message me all the time because I'm like one of the few people that makes only whatnot content for YouTube because it's such a small evergreen niche. I keep telling people start making
Dude,
content, start
my
making
best,
content.
I have 3 whatnot videos. Those are my best whatnot videos. And just now they're doing you get like $5 from whatever links that they do it now.
Yep.
In 2 weeks. And I'll show you because I know that you posted on there. I don't know if you can see it. The balance is $305.
Isn't that awesome? That's
just
free money.
Clicking on there.
I used my credit yesterday. I went on Daily Refinement's $1 brand new Palladium shoes show. He was selling brand new Palladiums in box, and then he was throwing in a designer purse with every purchase.
Jeez.
I just used free credit and bought inventory that I'm going to use as giveaways. Cost me nothing other than, and then I woke up this morning and my money had been refreshed because I had 10 more signups.
Wow.
And I don't even advertise it. My link is just on my videos, and it's on my Facebook page, and it's on Instagram. I don't ever like, hey guys, go click on the link and slide up the whatnot. Just people just are watching the videos. They're my number one watched videos because more people are interested in whatnot and live auctions than any other selling platform right now because everybody knows about eBay. Everybody knows about Amazon. A lot of people don't know about live auctions, so they're trying to learn. So it's an evergreen niche. I think everybody needs to be making whatnot content. I know all the old reseller heads are like, no, nobody's going to watch it. You're not relatable. Are you a human being?
Watching it.
Then you're relatable. So my question is my answer to that question is somebody's only been doing it a week and they're not doing well. Did you give up on eBay after a week? Did you learn how to do proper titles and keywords in a week on eBay or Poshmark or any of those other platforms? No, you got to put in the time. I didn't learn how to kill bugs by just showing up and hitting them with fly swatter. I had to learn so much about chemistry and stuff I hate. You got to put in the time. Anything worth it requires effort and time.
Love it.
That's true. That's true.
I love
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I know a lot of people struggle with whatnot and stuff, but like, I feel like it's just like a long game.
Yeah.
You know?
It's only 5 years old. It's still a baby.
That's crazy.
Right.
It's still a baby. I think they just got evaluated at 3.7 billion in 5 years. Yeah, if you are ignoring that and not thinking that is impressive, like you're missing out on the world's changing, my man and ladies and other people. I don't.
Yeah, since 2020, from when the world got shut down, and then just seeing what you've been through in just those 5 years. I mean, it's
we've gone as a society. We've gone through a phase where products were endorsed by celebrities, by musicians, by people that we had looked up to or liked. And now regular everyday people are now becoming who we want to buy from. We want to, because when you come to a Flip the World show, you know where your money's going. It's not going into some celebrity's pocket. It's the art that doesn't need it. You are keeping the lights on. You are helping me feed my children. You are paying for baseball signups. And I mean, you know where your money's going in. And I think as a society, a lot of us are at that point now where we want to know where our money's going because we've seen where it's not going, but we're told it is.
It's a lot.
No, go ahead.
It's
I was gonna say
personal connection is very big in 2025, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just so curious that because I would say that you're one of the most successful people on the Whatnot platform because you do it the way that you do it. Nobody. You were the first one to do live from the beds that I know of.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
I'm sure
you're right.
There's probably some other copycats out there, but they're probably not as entertaining than our boy Chris Flip the World. But again, give us some for the people that are listening to this that are more of like eBay static sellers, Poshmarters, Depoppers, Etsyers that want to get into live selling. And they don't have like that. Give us some Chris's 5 tips to successful live selling.
If you're trying to transition from static to live selling, I mean, it's going to be rough. You're going to have to get comfortable with being on camera. The best thing that I tell people that are like, oh, I don't want to be on camera, is you're just looking at yourself. All you see as far as the people in your shows are their words on the screen. It's not like I'm sitting here looking at 40 people that are in my stream and I'm like, oh God, all these people are looking at me. Look at all those eyes, 80 eyes looking at me. Ugh. It's just you looking at you. And if you're not comfortable looking at you, then we have to go completely on a different topic that has nothing to do with reselling. It has more to do with your mental brain. You should be able to, it's just looking at you and holding up the same things that you would sell statically, but in a faster period of time. You don't even have to be on camera. I've shown people how they can sell by just having a hook and they just hang the item. So all you see is their arm. There's people that do small items. They just turn the camera around and then they just have their hands holding the item. You can use the marketplace. I know people that cross post directly to the Whatnot marketplace, which is starting to grow, and people are buying directly off static listings off Whatnot. I don't know any people that are 100% static on Whatnot that are crushing it, but I do know people that do only static listings on Whatnot. But I mean, eBay was created for static listings. Whatnot was created for live selling, so I don't ever see there being a part where Whatnot is huge in static selling because that's not what it was made for. But I think anybody can do live selling.
Right.
Regardless of personality, regardless of look, or as long as the product's there and you can tell your story. That's like the number one thing. Everybody has a story. We're not all tattooed weirdos with a bunch of kids, but we've all got something that we can relate to other people with, which is life. Just living life connects a lot of us.
Got that right.
And as long as you're just open and honest and just bring stories about your life and make people relate to you, they're going to purchase, they're going to support, and then it's going to grow from there. That's really all it is, in my opinion, is just be you, and it'll happen as long as you're not selling like dollar store stuff and ripping people off and getting banned and then going onto another platform and doing the same thing and then checking yourself.
We'll definitely get into that.
I'm sorry.
We just talked about that last week. We just talked about that.
Yeah,
I had to hit the pause button real quick.
We will get into that for sure. We'll get into that. You know what? Let's what do you say? Let's end it here and go to the After Dark episode. So yeah, Chris, guys, we're gonna talk about scamming on Whatnot. We're gonna talk about Chris getting arrested at the bins. And what else we're gonna talk about Chris some more. So guys, stay tuned for the next episode, the After Dark episode, where we get super spicy. And again, my name is Ray.
I'm Joe.
That's Joe. I'm Brandon. That's Chris.
I'm Chris.
There we go. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. See y'all. God bless. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of This Week in Reselling
After Dark.
After Dark.
And guys, we're here probably with one of the spiciest guests ever. I don't even know where to start. There's so much to get into. You've been arrested at the bins before.
Who told you that? No.
Let's start there.
Caliente.
What was the